एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल ने की एनएसई और बीएसई पर प्रस्तावित लिस्टिंग की घोषणा। तेज विकास पोर्टफोलियो 6 गुना बढ़कर 3,100 जोड़ की तक पहुंचेगा और वित्त वर्ष 32 तक EBITDA 1,200 करोड़ से अधिक होगा। मुंबई, भारत, 13 नवंबर। एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल लिमिटेड भारत में प्रमुख उच्च मांग वाले सूक्ष्म बाजारों में लग्जरी और उच्च स्तरीय होटलों के एक प्रमुख मालिक ने 13 नवंबर को नेशनल स्टॉक एक्सचेंज ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड एनएसई और बीएसई लिमिटेड पर अपने इक्विटी शेयरों की प्रस्तावित लिस्टिंग की घोषणा की। ये लिस्टिंग एक समर्पित आतिथ्य मंच के रूप में एडवेंट की यात्रा में एक महत्वपूर्ण मील का पत्थर है, जो बाजार की दृश्यता, मौजूदा शेयरधारकों के लिए तरलता और भविष्य के विकास का समर्थन करने के लिए एक मजबूत पूंजी संरचना को सक्षम बनाता है। वेलोर एस्टेट लिमिटेड पूर्व में डीबी रियल्टी लिमिटेड से अलग होकर एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल अब भारत भर में प्रमुख होटल परिसंपत्तियों के विकास, स्वामित्व और प्रबंधन के लिए एक केंद्रित रणनीति के साथ स्वतंत्र रूप से काम करता है। विभाजन के बाद कंपनी का संचालन उसके अपने बोर्ड और प्रबंधन दल द्वारा किया जाता है। एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल लिमिटेड के प्रमोटर निदेशक श्री अरशद बलवा ने कहा कि एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल की लिस्टिंग एक संस्थागत रूप से संचालित और पूंजी कुशल आतिथ्य मंच के निर्माण के प्रति हमारी प्रतिबद्धता को पुष्ट करती है। हम एक सुव्यवस्थित, परिचालन की दृष्टि से उत्कृष्ट होटल मंच के निर्माण के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं, जो दीर्घकालिक शेयरधारक मूल्य सृजन पर केंद्रित है। हमारा लक्ष्य सावधानीपूर्वक अधिग्रहण और अनुशासित पूंजी आवंटन के माध्यम से अगले एक दशक में मध्य किशोर चक्रवृद्धि रो प्रदान करना है। एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल वर्तमान में 2 प्रमुख होटलों का संचालन करता है। गोवा के बैम्बोलिम में 313 की फ्लैग ग्रैंड हयात फ्लैग प्रॉपर्टी और 113 अतिरिक्त की फ्लैग निर्माणाधीन और मुंबई के अंधेरी ईस्ट में 171 की फ्लैग हिल्टन ब्रांडेड प्रॉपर्टी। एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल के प्रबंध निदेशक और सीईओ राहुल पंडित ने कहा कि यह लिस्टिंग एडवेंट होटल्स इंटरनेशनल के लिए एक निर्णायक क्षण है, क्योंकि हमारा लक्ष्य भारत के सबसे प्रशंसित आतिथ्य प्लेटफार्मों में से एक का निर्माण करना है। एक स्वतंत्र, परिसंपत्ति भारी कंपनी के रूप में, जिसके पास प्रमुख साझेदारियां और एक मजबूत विकास पाइपलाइन है, हम भारत के प्रीमियम और लग्जरी आतिथ्य क्षेत्र में विकास के अगले चरण को संभालने के लिए अच्छी स्थिति में है। ये लिस्टिंग हमारी वित्तीय लचीलापन बढ़ाती है, शासन को मजबूत करती है और सभी हितधारकों के लिए स्थायी मूल्य सृजन को सक्षम बनाती है। कंपनी रणनीतिक साझेदारियों और संयुक्त उद्यमों के जरिए अपने पोर्टफोलियो का विस्तार कर रही है, जिसमें दिल्ली के एरोसिटी में बनने वाले 2 होटल सेंट रेजिस और मैरियट मार्क्विस शामिल हैं, जिन्हें प्रेस्टीज ग्रुप के साथ साझेदारी में विकसित किया जा रहा है और जिनके वित्त वर्ष 27 में खुलने की उम्मीद है। इस आगामी पोर्टफोलियो में मुंबई के वली स्थित वॉल्डॉर्फ एस्टोरिया और हिल्टन के साथ साथ मुंबई के बीकेसी में 1175 कमरों वाला एक होटल भी शामिल है। 5 परियोजनाओं के विकास के साथ कंपनी 3121 तक विस्तार की राह पर है। वर्तमान में 200 करोड़ से कम का EBITDA इन परियोजनाओं के वित्त वर्ष 32 तक परिपक्व होने पर 1,200 करोड़ को पार करने का अनुमान है, जो कंपनी की मजबूत वृद्धि और संस्थागत दृष्टिकोण को दर्शाता है। इसके अलावा कंपनी अपने 5.4 एकड़ के सहार अंधेरी पूर्व मुंबई क्षेत्र को एडवेंट कन्वेंशन एंड होटल्स इंटरनेशनल लिमिटेड के माध्यम से लगभग 1.50 मिलियन वर्ग फुट के आतिथ्य प्रधान एकीकृत परियोजना 4,500 करोड़ GDV में विकसित करेगी।
I will keep this speech structured and brief. I want to, break up the story into 3 parts. The first is how we, as the 2 promoter families, the Balwa family and Molka family, got here today to this day. The journey over the last 25 and, I think in our case, 100 plus years. And I'll keep that story brief as well. The second part will be, where are we today as a company? You may have heard from our hosts about the portfolio that we have, but I'll delve into the details. And the third part that I want to briefly talk about is, what we plan to do in the next 10 years. So, in terms of how we got here, restaurant, and he was bold and ambitious enough one day to propose to the owner that he'd like to buy out the restaurant that he used to work in, and fortunately at that time the owner of the restaurant wanted to go back to Tehran, and my great grandfather's work ethic, honesty was very much appreciated by the owner, and he was able to structure what we today call an earn-out, where the purchase price of that particular restaurant was to be paid from the profits that the restaurant generated over the next 5 years. So that's how we got into the broader hospitality industry. That was our first start. And the second start was when my father and old uncle got together in 1996 to dream up that we can build a 5-star hotel in Mumbai. And at that time, I don't think there were sophisticated ways to do a market study, demand, supply, etc. But to both have the vision and the ability to recognize that there was only one airport near the hotel, which was charging 25,000 rupees at that point. So surely by adding another hotel, we could at least charge that much. And I know the stories, and some of you may have heard those as well. They put their passion, energy, they really persevered building the hotel in record time, and it did very well, as we all know. And that was the second start, the foundation for this enduring partnership, which became DB Realty Valor Estate, which eventually birthed Advent Hotels, right? So the recognizing the fact that we all over here stand on the shoulders of giants, which is the contribution of my father and Vinod uncle, is very important. And today they may not be on the board of directors or on the management, but their presence looms large spiritually, intellectually, and sometimes physically as well in the office. But we welcome that, and I just want everyone to give their hands for our founders. In terms of where we are today, our host mentioned some numbers. We currently own and operate 2 hotels, totaling 484 keys in the upscale and luxury space. One of them is the Hilton in Mumbai, which was the La Meridian 25 years ago when it started off, La Royal Meridian. And the second is the Grand Hyatt in Goa. We also within Advent are about to complete the largest mixed-use and integrated hotel development project in India, which is in Aero City. That will total 779 keys, composed of a St. Regis and a Marriott Marquis, and 660,000 square feet of office space, alongside a 20,000 person convention center. So that will be a marquee asset for us and significant driver of our group-wide profitability going forward. We're also in planning stages of 2 larger hotel projects. One in BKC, which is in partnership with L&T Realty, where we're building a 1,172 key hotel. It's in the early stages right now. That will be part of Advent as well. And another project that we have, which is again a mixed-use project in Burley, right opposite the Four Seasons, is a partnership with Prestige, where we're building a Waldorf Astoria and Conrad, and that again should hopefully in the future be a part of our portfolio in Advent. So this is we've always been owners, developers, and our bias has always been towards upscale and luxury, and I think upscale and luxury segments of the hospitality market have captured most of, I would say, the profitability, the value creation. But to come to the third part of my short story is about where we want to be in the next couple of years. I think in the next 10 years we will continue to reinforce our strengths and our identity of being foremost owner, developer, placemaker of hotels, right? That is always going to remain a part of our identity. But I think as a listed company, I want us also, and we are working on this capability internally, to be world-class operators of the assets that we own. So what that means is that every asset built in Goa, whatever we're building, right? The ability to squeeze out every single rupee, operate the asset, benchmarking ourselves against the best of the best, your Brookfields and the Blackstones of the world in terms of your operating best.
Supporters to Advent's listing today. It's indeed a milestone and delightful occasion for us. And as we look ahead to the future, we are also indebted to the past. We are very sanguine about the present, and we are quite excited about the future. But before I go ahead, I must take this opportunity to also thank VKG and Shahid for creating this unique platform over decades, built literally on blood, sweat and tears that Advent is now going to be taking forward as legacy. And we are quite indebted and quite mindful of the legacy and the heritage that we are taking over. What's quite unique about Advent is that we have lots of large strengths and we see a very big opportunity to fructify that with one hidden advantage that we have. The big strengths that we have, and as you are aware, we have two brilliantly grounded operating hotels, the 484 keys Grand Hyatt Goa, the 171 keys Hilton Mumbai, and we are expanding Grand Hyatt Goa by another 113 rooms. We are in the midst of releasing next fiscal 778 keys at Delhi AeroCity of a St. Regis and a Marriott Marquis, and it also has 616,000 square feet of office and 150,000 square feet of convention space. And then at Worli, we are releasing over 550 keys of a Waldorf Astoria and Hilton, and along with that is another 1175 key hotel which is under planning and development at BKC. So what this gives us today is an EBITDA run rate just shy of 200 crores. And by the time this portfolio comes online and matures, the run rate would be 6x plus. So the run rate would then be over 1200 crores. And this is in addition to a 5.4 acre land parcel that we have at Sahar, where the development potential is over 1.5 million square feet. And the GDV today would be about 4,500 crores. But when we look beyond this strength, which is that we have land in some of the highest demand micro markets with very high barriers to entry. VKG today morning sent me a very interesting clipping, which was ICRA's latest assessment of the hospitality sector, which says that going forward, the demand growth is going to grow at 8% and supply injection is going to be 5%. This means we have now a decade plus runway for hospitality, which has not been the case in India now, where demand is going to outstrip supply. So we are riding on that macro, on that demand arbitrage that India is seeing now unleash for the long term. The other opportunity, and which Arshad alluded to earlier, is our ability to raise and deploy large amounts of capital. And this is very unique because most players in the country don't have that today. And the fruition of that is proof of the pudding, is our 5,400 crore capital project, which is a Dial AeroCity, which by inventory and capex deployed is the largest integrated hotel development in the country today. But beyond that, we have a very unique advantage, which is we are led by intellectual capital and the rigor of execution. You heard our chairman, Mr. Ajoy Mehta, who is the former Chief Secretary of Maharashtra, who's actually been in the thick and thin of Maharashtra driving India's economic growth. And we have Mr. R.A. Rajiv present amongst us, Mariam Khan, our other independent member who couldn't be here. We have Jayavardhan Goenka, Sanjana Goenka, Mohammad Balwa and Arshad Balwa. And I must tell you, the discussions on the board with Arshad thinking through innovative growth and development strategies and Mohammad rolling up sleeves to overview development execution on the ground. These are very unique muscular strengths that many companies do not have. And we are blessed to have that. And with that, I must also thank the God Almighty.
Good morning, everybody, and a warm welcome to all of you present at this iconic international convention hall as we celebrate the listing of Advent Hotels International Limited. And I would like to first thank Arshad for sharing the enlightening story of how the family, the humble beginnings of the family, and taking through, and this has grown such a bit. Thank you, Arshad, for that. Today marks a milestone for Advent Hotels, and we are delighted to welcome Advent to our family of over 5,000 listed entities. This listing, as you all know, is an account of demerger of the business at Vellore Estate, which has created two strong companies, independent entities, which can now, in each business can be implemented with its bespoke strategy, focus on core business and make capital allocation and decisions easier. This move not only simplifies the group structure, but also allows the investors to directly invest in the thriving hospitality sector. Advent is now positioned to capitalize on India's growing luxury travel businesses, tourism demand, delivering long-term growth and superior returns, and acquire and build more marquee projects and take full advantage of the demand and supply gap which Rahulji has also mentioned about. We are confident that the new company will also focus on the compliance requirements and engage with the larger stakeholders as is being done already by the listed entity.